in one piece. Works of great beauty followed. One of them, Allegri's Miserere, was thought by the Pope to be too powerful and spiritually disturbing for ordinary mortals, and he decreed that it should only be performed once a year by his own choir. Making a copy of the piece would be punished by excommunication, and the masters were kept under lock and key in the Vatican. However, the Pope had not reckoned with the ability of a 14-year-old boy to hear the piece once, then return to his lodgings and write the entire thing out from memory. It lasts, by the way, about 15 minutes. He then smuggled the illegal copy of the music out of Rome and thereby cheekily broke the official embargo. The young man in question was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. No notation, no Mozart. No Mozart, no Miserere. Here is the choir of Christ Church Cathedral, Oxford, and an extract from Allegri's Miserere Mei. Composers were able to create music that couldn't possibly have been conceived just through spontaneous playing. What's more, they were able to construct forms and shapes for long pieces that were way, way beyond the capabilities of a normal person's short-term memory. Perhaps architecture is the best analogy. With the right materials and a bit of DIY nous, I can make a workman's shed without any kind of plan or drawing. But there's no way I could build the cathedral next to it without the benefit of an architect's drawings, without a graphic and detailed plan. A piece of musical architecture needs every bit as intricate a drawn-up plan as Salisbury Cathedral must once have had. From the birth of Homo sapiens to the time of William the Conqueror, music basically consisted of a tune with rhythmic accompaniment. But from Guido's invention onwards, the speed of change and the development of music has been, by comparison, dizzyingly fast. I don't think he realized quite what a genie he was letting out of his lamp, giving music a grid to work on and thereby making billions of harmonic combinations possible. centuries rolled by, music scores became more and more complex and sophisticated. More and more refinements were added to the thin red line so that an encyclopedic musical language developed. By the early 20th century, Stravinsky was stretching the orchestral score to its limit by asking for multiple layers not just of melody, but simultaneous layered rhythms too. By the end of the 20th century, Western notation's grip on all the world's music seemed unstoppable. Guido had made available the world's most effective composing tool. Within 100 or so years of his system's publication, we see for the first time the actual names of composers attached to music. For better or worse, music began to belong to certain people. Before, it had been a shared common currency, an endlessly recycled and repackaged commodity. Now it could become a permanent record, a one-off, a work of art. Music could transcend the moment, the person, the country, or the language, and be transported all by itself to another person in another country in another time and place, and still be that same piece of music. We can only guess what music sounded like to the ears of the Pharaoh Ramesses II or Antony and Cleopatra, but we can actually hold in our hands the music written during the reign of Richard the Lionheart or Napoleon Bonaparte, thanks to Guido. No other culture has ever managed to develop a notation like the Western model, even the otherwise musically sophisticated Chinese. The Chinese did have tablature, but tablature only tells you where to place your fingers on a stringed instrument. It hardly tells you anything about the actual music. Tablature was also used by the Western lute, a forerunner of the guitar. A modern form of tablature are guitar symbols for use in pop music. Here's a Jimi Hendrix song, Long Hot Summer Night. And there are also the chord names, C sus4, G7 or B. The thing about tablature, though, is it doesn't really tell you the rhythm, the speed, the feel, or even the tune of the song. It assumes you know the song you're playing already. It's just jogging your memory, a bit like neumes in that respect. And so Guido's lined notation, just as it took over from neumes, has swept the planet as the only completely accurate way of writing down the composer's precise intention. All manner of music of other cultures has now been translated into Western notation. Even in jazz, whenever composers wanted to create bigger or more ambitious structures, to specify exactly what notes the players should play, or to add many more instruments to their band, there was only one realistic option open to them: to use Guido's stave notation.